and a very warm welcome to you all, wherever you are, to today's edition of Unlocked SK, the original interactive isolation talk show. Except we're not isolating anymore because we're out on the road for the first time. Should there be an interruption to today's broadcast for whatever reason, please log on to our website at www.StudioKerkyra.com or the video platform that is Vimeo.com, or else good old YouTube, good old Twitter, and now Twitter's Periscope. And always, thank heavens, I have the help of our amazing producer Claire Haas to answer all your Facebook Live comments and take those elusive calls live on Skype. And of course, no broadcast would be complete without the irrepressible, irredoubtable, one and only Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Hi, Adrian. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in again to the second episode of Unlocked SK. And I can see so many people are writing in already. Thanks so much. It's great. If you want to take part in this show, don't hesitate. Come and comment now live while we're on air, or send us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. But hey, man, how great it is. And where you guessed, we are at the Recycle Center here in
We are indeed.
Upper Mesongi.
Yes, just opposite the cement works, if you know it. That's on the road from Mesongi to Levkimi. Turn right at the BP garage as if you were going to the village of Eas Mateus, and it's just next to the waterworks, office I should say, and opposite the cement works. Today's the first day that they've opened up after rather a long lockdown, so we thought we'd come along and see what it is to undertake to recycle all your unwanted rubbish. We've been here about an hour now, and I'm pleased to report we've been about 7 good souls with all their recycling rubbish. It looks complicated, but believe you me, it isn't. It's really very simple and so very well laid out. Exactly. It's 29 degrees and we're baking hot, but we're not complaining. We just thought we'd bring that little bit of warm sunshine news to you wherever you are in the world. And while I think to say a very kalispera to you all, to all our Greek friends.
Yes, definitely. Kalispera says Kyrie and Efkaristo Bou Barakoulousis. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's fantastic you guys joining in again. Now you got the Recycle Center in Upper Mesongi here, and it's great. We arrived 3 hours nearly ago, and how hot it is. It's unbelievable.
We're baking, and I apologise for the sweat, ladies.
But it's your fault, you know that, yeah? Because yesterday you said on the show, oh my God, I'm working when the Recycle Center is open. We cannot make it. So we just thought, you know what, mate, we bring the Recycle Center to you.
Know, how kind. It's wonderful. And the people here are all volunteers, all led say by the absolutely amazingly wonderful Patricia Webster, who most of you are eagle-eyed and intelligent viewers know by now is a regular contributor to all of our Lockdown Unlocked programs here at SK. And she's leading a team here with the lovely Jane and the lovely Suzanne.
Yes, exactly. I know, and it's brilliant, you know, and it's always one of the reasons we done that is because normally now it's the time of the year where people start to post these horrible pictures. Rubbish bins. And you know what, since last year really they got that so brilliantly under control. Because when you drive around now you don't see these pictures anymore. But funny enough, nobody is posting now pictures of the nice sorted areas and the rubbish bins, you know, because it's not bad news.
We can put that right.
We can put that
We're
right,
going to
definitely.
post some pictures of empty rubbish bins. But you know, to help the rubbish situation, wherever you are in the world, a recycling unit fits the job perfectly. And because this is such a green island, we here at StudioKerkyra and all want to keep it that way, green. And what better way to start to do that with recycling? You can't get more green than that, can you, Thomas?
No, you can't get more green than that. And it's simple because when you look back now, 2 years ago, there weren't really any recycle centers on the island. Everybody was talking about it and, we have to do something. And then the initiative, let's do this, let's do it. Greece came up with the beach clean, then let's do it. Corfu, it's, you know, all these initiatives started up. Ian Smith is in there. So Leslie Cummings, Xenia Trombu, and many, many more.
And we mustn't forget the producer, our fabulous producer at StudioKerkyra, Claire Haas. She actually designed and got up and running a website, didn't she, to do exactly that, to help people with recycling centres here on the island. I was told before we came on air that in the south of the island, sadly, there are only 2. This one here, which is Ano Mesongi, just outside of Maratka, and the only other one in the Island is actually Lev Kimi. All the others apparently are up north, but let's hope we can have some new ones open up in the not too distant future.
Yeah, and here it is. This is Recycling Center in Corfu. So you go on to recyclecorfu.com, and that's what Claire built, StudioKerkyra sponsored for the island, and that's an interactive map from all the recycle centers here on the island. Claire spoke yesterday quickly with Ian Smith, who updates that now. So Claire built that, sent all the things over, set that up, and Ian is maintaining that, and there you can see the map, and that's a full interactive map. So when you look on your devices, on your smartphone or tablet, and you go on to recyclecorfu.com, it automatically takes your location and shows you where is your nearest recycle center. So, and here we go.
You can see it's a bit top heavy, isn't it? All happening in the north and not much down south.
I know, and with Kimi is one, and here when you see more Reitika, just where my cursor is here, this is today, okay? It's not far away from home, but when we start up with our road trip, when we show people places, the first thing we want to do before anybody starts posting stupid pictures is the rubbish is under control here, and how many popped up over the year was unbelievable.
That's amazing. In fact, this time last year there were only 3 or 4 up there, weren't there? We covered one on the northeast of the island, near Sinnies. If you remember, we did a wonderful broadcast there. Such a picturesque place in a nature reserve. But I'm absolutely sure, Thomas, those other green marks were not there, or the majority of them were not there last year, were they?
It just came more and more, and that's the beauty on the whole thing. And you can have here the opening hours and the telephone numbers, Basam, so you can contact them and ask special questions, especially when it goes about recyclables. What can you bring? What can't you bring? And there's a couple of things we gonna show you later, and talk about, and we have a little quick of a walkthrough here.
Yes, at the moment this particular recycling centre, Anno Mistongi spot, is open for the moment 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays, between 5 o'clock in the afternoon and 7 o'clock in the evening. However, the good news is, if those hours are inclement to you for whatever reason, please let Patricia and the team know, or indeed let us know at StudioKerkyra. Why not? Because they will be flexible with those hours. And as Thomas has already pointed out, they very kindly opened up an extra special hour early for us to deposit all of our pent up rubbish, I should say. Recycling. I mean, obviously, whilst lockdown's been going on, which is more than 2 months now, you can imagine we've built up a hardy collection of recyclables. So I don't know about you, Thomas, but I'm most relieved to get rid of all that. All my recyclables.
Hi guys, thanks for watching here. I mean, I see we are sweating. We were setting up, and this was incredible. The heat is just here. There's no wind going, and it's the last of the hot days. So from tomorrow on, it should be cooler. But let me say hello to so many people who logged on. George Diamantis logged on. Barbara Doyle logged on. Richard at ZDB is saying hi, Thomas and Adrian, Claire, how are you today? We great, a little bit sweaty, hot, but we all right, mate.
But love it. Polysesty, that's what they say. Yeah, we love it, though. Don't worry about that. We can take it, can't we, Thomas? I know you're used to mountains and all that, but, a bit of heat's good, isn't it, really?
A bit of heat is good, man. It's unbelievable. Here, it's Jackie Cherry saying, hi, everybody, from a hot and humid Corfu. Yeah, definitely it's hot and humid here. It's hot. It's not that hot. It's hot and not cloudy in the sky. Messages coming. I'm sorry, guys. They're moving and moving. Margaret Johnston is writing in. Hi, everybody. From hot and sunny Kent, 24 degrees.
Ooh, Margaret, quite nice. But I have to say, we're 29 today. I had a message from Margaret Johnson. She's a fabulous contributor to this program. Always lovely to say hello to her. And she told me that all being well, that lovely restaurant in Barbati, Caryatids, is due to open up middle of June. So, should you be lucky to be on this island, check out the culinary treats from Status and his family in Barbati. Caryatids, that is. Good place.
Barbati, nice. Definitely. But it's more. Nikos Lubos is watching. Hi, Nikos. Richard is hi from Bournemouth. Paul Ballock is saying, a great big hello to you all, and Corfu. Missed you yesterday, but I'm back again. That's great to see you guys. Helen Mullins is writing, hello from hot, sunny Tamworth at 23 degrees.
That's very good. Nice one, Helen. We couldn't do with 23, but it's very sweaty 29 today. But we're not complaining. We love it.
Yes, of course we do. Of course. Here, Julie Cam is saying, hi, guys. Hi, Julie. Thanks for watching. Nikos Lubros and Annabelle. Hot day in London. My first long walk to Shepherd's Bush.
Oh, Shepherd's Bush. There's a place, the original home of the BBC. Not anymore, I don't think. But yes, great history at Shepherd's Bush. I used to live nearby in Acton for a wee while back in the 90s.
And Philip Ferris, hi folks, great to see you out. See some outside shots. I know the outside shot is funny because we today in a recycle center, but it has, everything every year starts in the news with the rubbish here on the island. So we thought we start this season with recycling because it's important, and you can see the island is really pulling together. And the word we love here, collaboration.
It's a perfect example. It really is, yes. Also, green denotes a starting over, and we're always looking for positive news stories from the wretched COVID-19 pandemic. And as you know, the one good thing that has a benefit from this wretched pandemic has been the environment. All those pollution levels have been temporarily down. So we are very keen to kickstart the recycling here to keep this beautiful island green.
Definitely, and Jan is hi everyone in Cassiope. Hope you're all okay. Weather in London 26 today.
Oh, nice.
It is going hot. So
that's a sweaty one.
Big hello from Jan to everybody in Cassiope.
Good old Cassiope.
And Philip Ferris is saying, on my way to drop yours off, Adrian.
I think he's talking about the fish and chips from Jane's in Helston. Phil, I wish I could indulge and taste them. I'm sure they're absolutely delicious. I'll dream about them instead. Thank you, Phil. Nice offer, mate.
Yeah, and Lynn O'Hara is saying, some news to be confirmed. Flights from UK to here might be. Ekaterina.com. There's the link, guys. He put this into the comments. Have a look at that. Is there to print being hopeful for July? So printed 9 this morning. So Jenny is hopeful for July. Jerry O.D. Hi, guys. Hope.
I wish something was on ice. We're a bit short of ice at the moment, but it's on hold, shall we say. We will get round to doing it when we can.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, we do a little bit of a walkabout in a minute. Wait a little bit.
Yes, of course.
So, sorry, I had to do something with the sound quickly.
Okay,
it was a little bit, and that's better. So, great. Okay.
Great.
Now, but we're doing a walkabout soon. But let me say hello. So many people tuning in and watching. It's brilliant. Jackie Cherry, the North is more highly populated, she says. So,
good
it's
point,
more.
Jackie.
That's a good
yes,
point.
That is a good point. Fair enough. Can't argue with that one. But I still think they could do with 1 or 2 more down south, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. For sure. I mean, here my song we look over is Left Kimmy, and in between there's a few missing. So I think it's on the west coast here too a little bit. It's not this many recycle centers, and they're gonna get established slowly. But what they have done over the last year is just great, man.
It is indeed, and it's really good. As Thomas was indicating at the beginning of this broadcast, really a few years back, the word recycling was almost, dare I say, a dirty word. If you were banging on about recycling, most people didn't really know what you were going on about, and there was absolutely no evidence of it going on when I first came to this beautiful island. So I personally am really pleased, and I personally would like to thank Xenia Trombu and Ian and Leslie and all the other people in the northeast. I know there's loads of you who have worked so hard to get these recycling units off the ground, and of course we've just mentioned Patricia Webster, who's done amazingly well down here in the south with this one. Basically, you can recycle just about anything here. You know, you've got your plastic water bottles, you've got your laundry plastic, you've got your juice cartons, all the tins, of course, your beer and your Coca-Cola and all the rest of it, lids and tins of coffee, all of that can come here. Even those infernal plastic bottle tops that seem to go everywhere, they too can be deposited here. There's also a container for batteries, you know, the AAs and the 3 AAAs and all that lot. And there's a large box that will take small electrical items. If it will fit through the lid, it can disappear and be recycled. And of course, a large collection of cardboard as well, and paper. So basically, I think they've got most things covered, including nasty oil containers, cooking oil and all that sort of stuff. Plastic containers of all sorts and lids, tins by the bucketful, dog food, cat food, all of it. It's amazing. It's really good. And you know the other thing, Thomas, that struck me here? It's so relaxed. Typical, beautiful Greek style. It's the way they do things here.
I know.
Because I can think of a few recycling and rubbish areas in other countries, I won't mention them, I don't want to embarrass them, who, quite frankly, it becomes a real pain in the proverbial to get anything recycled or deposited when you arrive. But here, they're only too pleased to receive your rubbish. What a difference that makes, Thomas.
Oh yeah, no, and it does. I mean, come on, it was in such a bad state, and we all knew that. There were a lot of things going on.
Oh,
The
yes.
riots with riot police here, and
Terrible.
so everything has lifted now, and they really sorting that. The North municipality of the North, Central, Down, and South, they really stuck their head together. They worked on the solution. But I have to say, the most what they did here was great. Was the what the volunteers.
Oh, absolutely. And everyone here is a volunteer. And as we talk to you live, there's nothing better than live broadcast. We've got a little 4x4 complete with a trailer full of recyclable rubbish. It's brilliant. Yes, I'm sure that people will be slightly surprised to see all cameras pointing at them and goodness knows what. But it just shows you it really is operational and working well. Today is the first day after lockdown that this particular recycling unit has opened its doors. Currently, Tuesdays to Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Greek time. However, as I said earlier on, if you are not very happy with those times, then I'm sure you can send them a message and
give them a call.
They will adjust. That's the point about it.
Yeah, give them a call and they open up, and it's great. I mean, here is coming quick and fast in of the first few in the North for recycling. I think the first was Leopardes who opened the Leopardes Recycling Buddies or something. Opened that first, and from that on it just went everywhere, and they supported each other. They given advice to each other of what to do, how to set it up, what to look out for. Collaboration again, and that's the beauty. That's what's nice to see here. But I mean, that's the recycle center. We got that image up now. You guys can see the people are really driving in and unloading, and I think it's great.
It's fantastic, and it really is. It looks a bit dysfunctional, but actually when you get to it, it's not. It's really quite ordered and very simple to use. You can't really go far wrong. You can turn up with one great big bag full of recyclable rubbish and sort through it here when you get here, or else you can separate it at home. You don't have to worry about taking labels off or anything like that. Preferably give the tins a bit of a swill out, of course, but basically, you just turn up with your rubbish, recyclable of course, and just put it in the appropriate containers. There's also a variety of glass containers here as well. So I think all rubbish recyclable is covered.
Yes, it is. And I'm just looking. People said I'm frozen. I have here the system by me. It's okay, guys. Thank you for letting me know. Nah, it is heat. And I see this here. Normally, for the point we have full 4G connection. I know this point here. Okay. And we never have a problem. Today, it's not fully here. We maybe have 75% of the signal. And usually we have 100%. So they see for writing in and commenting. It's great. But what is now but the news? I mean, the travel should resume, they say. So
yes. As we keep reminding everybody, it's patchy. We haven't heard any great dramatic EU announcements. I did, Thomas, have an email today from Aegean Airways, from the CEO himself, Dimitris Gerogiannis. And he was saying several things. He was saying that from today, they're actually starting their service to fly to Crete. And next week, they're going to flights to all the Greek islands, so presumably Corfu next week. In the coming weeks after that, they'll begin international flights. First will be Athens to Munich, Zurich, Geneva, and Frankfurt. But unfortunately, as yet, no mention of the United Kingdom there, Thomas.
No, but they said something from the 1st of July. They're accepting the flights and summer booked. I know for definitely 1st of July, Nicolou said his flight is booked. He's going to arrive on the 1st of July. That's how it looks at the moment.
Okay. And Aegean Air, you could donate your air miles that you might have collected with them, and they were going to donate them to their staff so the staff could go on holiday after all this terrible lockdown. They've agreed to up the ante, and they're going to be even more generous. So the miles you give back to Aegean, they'll more than triple now, and probably quadruple, and get Greek staff a good holiday, well deserved, I'm sure. So that's one good thing that Aegean Airways have been doing. Ryanair news airlines are also in the news today. They reported profits, would you believe, of 604 million, I think, for the year ended the 31st of March. Would have been over $1 billion, Thomas, but unfortunately they lost another 400 million in a rather dodgy fuel hedge. Although I have to make the point that, of course, the next quarter they won't be making any profit at all. But the reason I mention it is because it does give some indication that they have got some degree of financial solidness there to weather maybe some of the worst of the COVID-19 storm. Many airlines are falling by the wayside or
because they think it's not gonna happen. They're falling now into a state of mind, but they say, why should I try? Why should I bother trying more? Because the information is not here exactly. We don't know. How should I prepare? Or, what the best is, when you can look forward to a holiday, that's my date book. That's when I go.
Yes.
And, and have this beforehand, around, a week before you start getting excited. And that's all not here now. No. It's not happening because you don't, or the last day before you go, if you go. And that's one of the problems, I think.
I agree. We've been saying it all along now since we very first started in the first incantation of this broadcast, which was Lockdown SK. Now, of course, we're Unlocked SK. But we've been warning right from day one that this year's holidays were always going to be uncertain, up in the air. We just weren't certain. And that's partly because even the European Union aren't certain, as indeed many individual countries' governments aren't certain. There seems to be a move afoot in the United Kingdom, really. Great encouragement for the citizens of the United Kingdom to basically stay at home this year. We keep hearing this from various government ministers. We, of course, on this beautiful island, are very keen to see all you lovely holiday makers back here. But we simply don't know. It's out of our hands, I'm afraid. All we can do is give you as much news and information as we can possibly get hold of and keep the vibe that all you lovely people have with this wonderful island, Corfu, alive and well. And we can certainly promise to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it feels funny. It's our first outside broadcast, and I'm hoping nothing is going down. I know I'm losing a couple of frames every now and then, but it's not influencing that much on my side. I can see that I switched more things off, so I'm not using too much speed. But when I go, Christopher Dabana, the big announcement will be tomorrow night. And Jackie Cherry announcement tomorrow evening, apparently. So
let's not hold our breaths, hey. We've been here many times before. I think it's still soon in the United Kingdom where they're going to announce if it's 14-day quarantine or not. I mean, if you look back over the last few weeks, that's been all over the place, hasn't it?
Yeah, and Anthony van der Grank is saying, I'm cooking and watching you. See, that's good for some.
Anthony, you do a lot of cooking. I'm looking forward to tasting some of it one day. I wonder what you're cooking today. Perhaps you'd let us know. We'll try and give you some good food and cooking vibes your way, won't we?
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying here. Very, very hard, and I'm losing a couple of frames. I think it is definitely the weather. There is no question. As you can see, but as we were setting up, after setting up, I said to her, I need a shower. I didn't move that much, but
there's a
I know there's a hose. Yeah, you would love to see that. Yeah, of course.
I've used it already. I'm terribly sorry, everybody. I'm really sweating and dripping. But this is good because there is a hose pipe here, a tap, and you'll be ever so pleased to know some sanitized soap, liquid soap, so you can keep clean after disposing of all your recyclable rubbish. So they try and think of most things here. The cardboard is kept inside that building that you've been looking at. And also, you may have noticed just in front of that is this rather unusual looking wooden table. There it is, centre stage, left as it were. That has volunteers made with love, so that instead of bending down on the floor and sorting through all your rubbish, you just put it through on that table and sort it that way. The tins that I was going on about and stuff like that are behind, to the right of that picture. And in front of the wooden desk there, to the left of the picture, is where the plastic bottles go. Out of shot behind is where you'd put all your laundry waste, as it were.
Well, it's great organized. I think they organized that fantastically.
I think so too.
Yeah,
it's all
and
very
that's, it's very proud when you see that happening. And this is across all nationalities living on this island.
Yes.
And it's great. That makes it very worthwhile, man. And people walking past with recyclables. It's great. I'm loving it. But hey, get on here. And Margaret Johnson, 9 million EasyJet customers' details accessed by hackers, which is worrying. And this was before we come on. I saw this thing.
I didn't know that.
They say it was a highly sophisticated attack on EasyJet to their systems, and around 9 million of their customers got exposed with details. So that's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's a hell of a lot, and I'm very concerned about that for all sorts of reasons. That comes hot on the heels of rather a bit of a boardroom bust-up that I've been hearing. Their largest shareholder and indeed founder of the airline, can't remember his surname, but it's is his Christian name. He's been a little bit in disagreement with all levels of management over the last 5 or 10 years. He's now calling for some members of the board to be dismissed. Wouldn't like to pontificate on that subject because there's 6 of one and half a dozen of another, quite frankly.
Yeah, but this goes about the aircraft, the 107, what they ordered. Yeah. And he said it's a waste of money. It's 4.5 billion they would be, they could use now to ensure the company is not folding or getting to financial problems.
Yes.
On one side, he is right, but
maybe
on the other, I don't know.
There is some truth in his argument, of course. They decided on those orders a long time ago. The guy in charge now, the CEO, is Johan Lundgren, but before him, preceded by Carolyn McCall. She ran the airline for quite some years. She's now head of ITV PLC, would you believe? But when she was here as CEO at EasyJet, she was the lady responsible for putting in the large orders of Airbus aircraft. I think they wanted to upgrade their fleet to the Airbus A321 because that takes about 224 20 with 184 passengers. I could see a business logic, but as Stelios is pointing out, now is not the time probably to be receiving all those aircraft. Mind you, there was a lot of controversy. They did pay their dividends to their shareholders on the 28th of February, 27th of February, one of those dates. They were advised not to. So they could have stopped that. Mind you, he pocketed a very large sum of money because he owns 34% of the company. So as I said before, it's 6 of one and half a dozen other. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that EasyJet have got hacked. Let's hope they can sort that out. Yes.
I mean, Christopher Damala is commenting and saying, never store your card details online, input them and then delete them. That's probably good advice here. Jane Petit is saying, I'm hoping that the air bridge agreement is backed between the governments of Greece and the UK.
That's a good point. Some time ago, there was a fabulous agreement made with the previous Prime Minister here in Greece, Alexis Tsipras, and the UK government back in February a year ago. But of course, that was during Brexit. That all changed with New Democracy winning the last Greek election and the new Prime Minister here. We don't actually know where we stand with that. And as David Roseman, our viewer there in England, pointed out to us yesterday, that any agreement that may be in place now, currently, is only temporary because everything's going to change when the UK officially leaves the EU, which, of course, is at the end of this year.
Yes, so
how might be the reason why there hasn't been any full-blown decisions made. And that's maybe the reason why the Prime Minister in the United Kingdom is holding back from talking about quarantine and all these other things, probably because of Brexit negotiations still going on. Actually, the last I heard on that, Thomas, was that negotiations over trade had stalled. But I think there's far too much on. They really need to cool down, keep cool heads and argue this, or not argue, find a way, consensus, collaboration. I'm sure there is a way out.
Of course there is. And let me say hello to Peter Pauli is watching. They started by cleaning the village streets. Yes, everywhere. It started heavily and is going. Hello to Melita. Melita is watching. And Margaret Johnson, I got an email. Oh, I'm reading messages. There are so many coming in. It just moves as I'm reading. But no, you know what? It's what Peter said now from the whole thing.
Hello, Peter.
They started the streets. They started everything. When you look into Corfu. I think they're using the time now perfectly.
That's good. Good to know. Let's just hope we can get the visitors that arrive safely and, of course, well.
Yeah, and Julie Cam is saying, there I hope I can come to Corfu in September. Yes, we do.
So too, Julie. We're really looking forward to meeting you. You've been a fabulous contributor, as indeed many of your friends across the UK and around the world have been. But thank you for the videos and all the comments that you sent in to us. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and where is the UK Prime Minister? Not been seen for 6 days, Christopher Damalese. It's good. I don't know. I haven't realised it.
I'm not aware of that either, Chris. Perhaps you've got some thoughts on that subject? Don't hold back. I'm sure you won't. Let us know your thoughts as to why that might be the case. Last time I saw he was out exercising.
Did he? Yeah, no.
Yes, and the dog was looking desperately, wanted to go the opposite
direction. So he's agreeing with his dog.
So. Yes,
I mean,
yes.
It's the dog showing him the way.
Absolutely.
Why not? Man?
Yes, there's a talk about the tail wagging the dog. Can I just say a warm hello to a new viewer from lovely Ireland, County Westmeath, Martin Coyle. The reason I want to mention him, Thomas, apart from him writing in yesterday, was that he comes from a place called Mullingar. Now, I hope I've pronounced that right. And why I'm mentioning it, because, you see, this is what's wonderful about this interactive show. Talk about collaboration. This is how we at StudioKerkyra can get educated, because the reason that the place is called Mullingar, in Irish, it means the incorrect mill. And funnily enough, there's an old mill house there in this place where our viewer Martin Coyle lives, and it's one of the very few millstones that actually goes round the wrong way. It goes anti-clockwise, would you believe? Which adds credence to why Irish people are always that little bit more different. And God bless that difference. We love people from Ireland. Talk about the Emerald Isle, and we bang on about Corfu hospitality, Polysenia, of course, and it's renowned on this island. But I have to say, Thomas, so is the wonderful island, Republic of Ireland of Ayr. They're really fabulous, warm-hearted hospitality. You can't beat the Irish hospitality. Well, you can, Greek, of course, but there's a similarity. That's what I'm trying to say. So a warm welcome to all our wonderful Irish friends, including Dublin. Delightful Dublin. Beautiful country.
No, it is. It's a great country. You know, but I can't wait for my T-shirt from Vivian. You know, the Irish T-shirt that's going to come. Guys, thanks so much for writing in. Yeah, that's gonna be. But thanks so much for writing in. At the moment, a little bit of a problem of seeing all the messages, and it has to do with the weather. There is no question about it. Yes. The heat coming, you see, we are sweating. Boris had got a lot on his plate. Paul Ballack is saying, and yes, he does. Of course, Boris, for sure. I mean, I don't want to be in his shoes at all at the moment.
No, any prime minister or president has an enormous responsibility. He has about 67 million souls to look after and to care for. Just think it must be like in 1.5 billion. I mean, that's unimaginable, really. I mean, Mr. Trump has a few with 325 million to worry about, if indeed he does.
Yeah, I know. That's quite a...
If he hasn't sacked them all, by the way. I mean, they get sacked on a regular basis. I can't keep up with all the comings and goings in the State Department, for instance. But that's not our business. We're just here to comment on this, that and the other. Mainly to all our wonderful viewers across the world. We should point out that Patricia Webster, who is one of the driving forces behind Anno Masongi Green Spot Recycle Unit, actually has been on this wonderful island for over 30 years, would you believe? And she originally emanates from Canada. And there's a lot of wonderful Canadian connections here with Corfu. Canadians have been coming to this island for 30, 40, 50 years. And also, in our mind's eye, maybe there's a synonymous relationship between Canada and all things green, environmentally friendly. That's in my mind. So it seems fitting that Patricia Webster, Canadian, is here leading the shots for recycling on the south of this beautiful island. And let's hope to keep it beautiful, hey?
Their work.
Where are we? We're Anno Masongi Green Spot, opposite the cement factory, next to the water office, just by the BP garage, off the main road from Maratica to Lefkimi. You can't miss it. On the way to the hilltop village of Ayers Mateus.
Yeah, we are.
Southwest Corfu.
And I'm just looking around because it's great. You know, it's the first outside broadcast for us.
Yes, and it's very hot, we keep mentioning.
And it's very hot, and there is the next
these
thing.
These people at Kinload, they've obviously been storing up, just like we have, over the last 2.5 months. They've been storing up all their recycled rubbish. And now you're going to see just how easy it is. They can bring quite a lot in. He's got a trailer, so he's lucky.
Yeah, and I just switched over systems. We shouldn't have any cutouts anymore now.
Great. There you see all the tins and cans, tinnies to our Aussie friends that are coming.
It's all coming in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. I think I'm very relieved to get rid of all those plastic water bottles. Dreadful, really. Terrible waste, all this plastic, isn't it?
No, it is. But it is, you know what,
when
Thomas, we look how the environment recovered now over the last
yes,
65 days because of the lockdown.
Good thing
wow, that's the only good story what came out of the whole thing, isn't it?
Which is why it's fitting that we're here today on our first outside broadcasting shoot, as it were, from a recycling unit, because it is fitting. It's a new thing to the island, comparatively speaking, and something that we're very keen, all of us at StudioKerkyra, to push really hard, because it's known as the Green Island, and we sure as hell want to keep it green. And the best way to do that is to get rid of all your recyclables. You don't need to fill up unnecessary landfill sites.
Yeah, definitely not. No, but it is a good thing. And we were thinking about coming, we want to show you beautiful locations. And that's what we said. But we said, okay, it's the first time with our new van out. Our generator just got serviced and everything.
Yeah.
We tried it out. And then we spoke yesterday and we said, why not? Because we want to highlight something positive. So people, if they have any questions, there is no question anymore. That's all under control here. And it's going to be great. And if we're going to start on the 1st of July, welcome holidaymakers from the United Kingdom, man, that would be a dream come true.
Yes, it would be absolutely brilliant, and we absolutely promise you we'll give you an extremely warm and hearty welcome.
Yeah, definitely. You know what, man? Other news. We got so many. It is the new thing. What I wanted to talk about is the new symptom of COVID. What they just decided to put in now, and that is with losing the sense of and taste.
They've been on about that for a few weeks, but you're absolutely right. That's creeping into the new generation of the contact tracing app. You may remember there's one in the UK that's on trial in the Isle of Wight. So far, there's 60,000 take-up. There's about 140 to 150,000 people living on the Isle of Wight, and the British government are saying to make the app effective and to work for them, they need an uptake of over 60%. So they're not quite there yet. That at the moment is limited to temperature checks and persistent cough, but it is rumoured that they're having an upgrade very soon, and Mark 2 is going to be taste and smell, as you say, plus another symptom which they haven't actually published yet, so I don't know what that is actually. But that's good to know, although I'm told that one of the drawbacks on this contact tracing app is that it doesn't allow your contacts to benefit from any information. The UK government are trying the other one, which is a collaboration, that word again, between Apple and Google, and as yet they are undecided as to which way to go forward. So the Isle of Wight is very much a trial run.
Trial run, yeah, I
believe
that.
That is,
yeah. No, but here everything is great. It is the other is concerning, and I got the message in here. How is it with testing now? What do we have to do to come here to Corfu? And with the testing, the only thing I know, this is still up, that you have to get tested. At the moment, the only information I got, at the moment, people who travel to Athens, the test is carried out in Athens airport, and then they transfer you to a nearby hotel where you have to stay until the test comes back. The result is back. Exactly. When they have the result of the tests, if you're negative, you can carry on with your journey, but you have to self-isolate you. You have to go in self-isolation for 14 days at the location, at your destination.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So you still have to do that. That's at the moment. Yeah, and that's where the confusion is, because we're not allowed to travel that freely at the moment, but there is still flights coming into Athens.
Yeah.
But that's the current situation. From the 1st of June, that whole thing allegedly should change now. So you need to get a test done. And all the airports, what I heard now, they are all ready to prepare the tests. So they have that there, or they make it available locally. So that's another, what I heard from one, he said, trying to find where can I get a test done. And there maybe Julie Cam could help us in saying a person now to go to Boots, as example, and get a test carried out 72 hours before I go on holiday.
Yes, that would be good. Judy, if you know the answer to that, please let us know. We will keep you posted as and when we get any firm information coming in ourselves. But you see, Thomas, it's very confusing. And if you're a would-be holidaymaker, it must be a nightmare, really.
Yeah, but I don't know what to
No.
do. You don't know where to go. I mean, in Vienna, it's easy. They're doing it at the airport. Cost you, they sound like 198 euros.
Yes,
No, but somebody had the hump with me. I said 200 euros. And they said, no, it's not 200 euros. It's 198 euros. So I apologize for that one.
€2 difference.
Yeah, but you know what?
Damn
It doesn't matter.
Blimey.
It's you know what they do
There's still a
it
lot,
there and
Thomas.
all
Look,
the others.
Let's not escape the point that anything near 200 is a hell of a lot just for a test. Blimey.
Yeah, of course. Especially, when you travel on your own, it's maybe okay. But you start traveling with 2 people, or you travel with a family of 4 or 5. There's €1,000 gone just on testing, and there you have to pay. You have to have this paper with you 72 hours.
Right,
You can't take the test later. Yeah,
No.
you have within 72 hours of the time you travel. That's when you have to have the test and the results back. And they say the results are back in between 4 to 6 hours.
Okay, well, that's not so bad. It's much better than it used to be originally. It was really quite bad, wasn't it? Quite a few days people had to wait. There was one test that guaranteed to give a result within 20 minutes. I don't quite know what happened to that one. But
I don't know what's happened to that one.
We heard
That's
about
a weird
it.
one.
We talked about it, but it seems to have disappeared off our radar for the moment. If you know different, please let us know out there in radio and TV land, wherever you may be. We always like to know the best information that we can get hold of. But flights, travel, holiday making, still there isn't a clear path forward on this. There's information, so much information, but not all of it is the same, unfortunately.
No, and that's one of the things. Not all of that is the same, and it's gonna change. So we're gonna keep our ears on the ground and see what's gonna happen. We got our feelers out. We started sending emails and make contacts also with the airport and other authorities now to get the real figures. We're also contacting the head of tourism here on the island for the municipality of Corfu to see what updates they can give us. And today I looked a little bit, and they still haven't got, they're still not getting ready with the beaches. I think this is gonna happen from next Monday on, that they really start to get ready, because that's when the first flights are allowed, 25th of May. And I heard from 2 English people, allegedly they say they got their flight booked for the 25th of May from Heathrow. It's not has been cancelled. When they ask, they say everything is all right. So they preparing full for their holiday.
Okay.
And you know what? That's what I meant before. This is not nice for someone. You prepare, you're looking forward, you get excited. And then 12 hours or 24 hours before you go on holidays goes, no, you can't fly.
That's absolutely gutting, isn't it? What a wrencher that is. Terribly depressing. And you've had, 2.5 months of a lot of stress with lockdown, and you're really looking forward to your summer holiday, having worked all the rear up to that point. That's real gutting, isn't it?
Yeah, guys, I know nothing about testing kits. However, I'm sure something will come up very soon-ish.
Thank you,
think so
Julie.
too, yeah.
Thank you very much, Julie, for telling us that. Great.
That's it. And Ami is watching. Hi, Ami. She just came back home. Hi, Ami. Nice to see you.
Hyvä ilta, Ami, and all our wonderful Finnish friends.
Yes, it's great. Nice to see you all. But keep it coming. You have more questions, just don't hesitate. Write into us here now live. Comment now while we're on air, or comment after the show, or send us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com.
Absolutely, because we absolutely love hearing from you. And you know what, Thomas? We get educated here, don't we, by our wonderful viewers and listeners. For instance, we were talking about the Parthenon and the marbles, and Nico Ludros reminded me, well, they're called marbles because they're made of marble. You're quite right, sir. Yes. But
yeah,
the reason Elgin is known as is that's the United Kingdom. And of course it's wrong. It's the only reason that it's mentioned is because the Lord who nicked these marbles, these fantastic bits of the Parthenon that should belong in Greece, came from Elgin. That's why the association. But of course they are the Parthenon. Our wonderful viewer Vinny, better known as Lavinia, she actually told us yesterday in a Facebook message that they actually belong to a museum at the airport. I didn't know that, Thomas. There's a Parthenon museum right near the airport, which I was unaware of.
Oh, yeah, in Athens.
Yes, and that's
in Athens airport, and that's what Claire, when she flown over to Athens and back, she said it was great. She had to wait a few hours for the flight, but it was brilliant because you got entertainment there, and one of the things is you got a Pantheon museum in the airport of Athens.
Great.
So it's great. I think that's
had a chance to see that when I was too worried about losing track of my bags. When you travel on your own, it's a little bit tricky. and you've got a bit of a wait. But no, next time I'm lucky enough to be stuck at Athens International Airport, I'll certainly look into that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Let me say a big hello to Tara O'Rourke. Hi, everybody from Dublin, from beautiful Dublin. Oh, brilliant.
Hi, Tara. That's great to hear from you. And Dublin, I'm sure, is a beautiful city. I haven't had the pleasure, although I have travelled in Southern Ireland, but never made it to Dublin. Maybe one day soon.
Yeah, and the other thing was what I got in is about the rent-a-cars now. People wanted to know what's with rent-a-cars here. When I come on holiday, can I rent? Yes or no? Yes, of course you rent. They all gonna start now. I spoke with CEO quickly, and CEO said, you know what, we're waiting with the insurances to start off the cars.
Right.
Yeah. Hence, you couldn't get one when the Suzuki had something.
So it's insurance.
So it's the thing. But they gonna, he said, now end of the month they gonna insure the cars.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and they can do that very, very quickly. So it only takes, he said, a phone call for them really to their agent. The agent handles that instantly, and within an hour the car is on the road if needed now. But from the 1st of June, definitely no problem with the car. The only thing they have to put in is a couple of masks, gloves, and disinfectant.
Right, yes, absolutely.
And you're not allowed more than 2 people at the moment in the car.
2.
So
it's changed. It was
what is when you
3.
have children? But there he said no. But children, there is a rule. If you have 1 or 2 children in the back, that's okay. They're talking now from adults.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So that's one.
Very good to know, because one of our viewers wrote in a question yesterday. Oh, I've got 2. Well, that's good news then. At least the children will be safe in the back. So that ruling only applies to adults. These things might change. Should we hear any updates about car hire or bike hire or even boat hire, we will certainly let you know.
Oh, definitely. But that with the car rental, that's for sure. There's some open anyway. The big ones are open. No, then in town there's a couple of small ones still open. The main ones, Hertz, Avis, and they are all open. So there's not a problem. And when the flights start arriving, they're gonna have their cabins within, or their offices within the airport now anyway. So let's go straight. But I think with the travel agent, it's a good bet when you go straight to the travel agent. When you book your flight, make sure book a car at the same time. I think that would be sensible. It's sensible. But even if you don't worry. There's enough rent-a-car companies here on the island. They're gonna start operating because it's gonna open up. 1st of June, the international flights gonna start in from Greece. That's what they say. 25th. This is next Monday. They gonna start locally. So Greece opens up completely. We can travel to the mainland, and mainland can travel to the islands. And then from 1st of June, the flights gonna come in.
Yes, at the moment, Aegean are going to run, as I said, Frankfurt and Munich and Geneva and Zurich, and the week after that, they're going to be putting on international flights. The other thing that I noted from the email from Aegean Airways this morning, Thomas, was that they're going to give up the last 3 rows of seats at the back of the plane in case anyone gets ill on board. So there's a sort of semi-isolation unit, which I thought was forward-thinking and good common sense there.
Oh yeah, that's, I think all the airlines gonna do that. The last few in the back, the last seats they keep just in case somebody is not well by flying now. Well, you never know about the symptoms, but when they have no symptoms, they have a test done, and this test is negative. You know, it's here another question is in: what is about the tourist trips, coaches, and boats? So yes, but one boat company I know, they getting ready for their day trips to Albania, Blue Lagoon, Paxos, and around the island. I heard there is something moving, but that again, 1st of June. The buses, the green bus, the blue buses, they are still going. Yes, that's a good way of traveling here on the island, and that doesn't cost you that much. Well, last year, I think a week, 18 or 19 euros for a whole week on Corfu with the public transport. That's a fantastic, that's cheap. That's a bargain. A holiday for backpacking is great. But the other one, what is in and I know this is the sightseeing tours, what she means now with the buses.
So the
I don't know. From the sightseeing tours, from these trips, and I have no idea. But the boat trips are starting. I know that somebody told me that, and the coaches are for sure running. But we just hooking up now with somebody, with one of the biggest tour operators on the island. We just contacted that for Winnie, thank you, and we're gonna go see him and have a dog. But I think you don't know that there, do you?
I don't know anything about what you just said.
See?
No.
Whoa, now it's all coming up.
Nice
see how fast I'm working, mate.
Yeah. I'm usually the last to know. It doesn't matter. I haven't got much of a brain power. I'd soon forget in any case. But we'll keep an eye on the red coaches, and we'll keep an eye out or ear out for boat hire. And when we hear anything, you'll be the first to know, all our lovely viewers and listeners around the globe.
Here, Melita is writing, have a flight from Heathrow to Athens on the 14th of July. If I can't use it, I'm off to either visit my son in Bali or my daughter in Bengal. Will not cost me any more. Yeah,
Blimey,
that's great. I
that's
mean, I come with you, please.
Yes. Oi, no, you're
Oi.
needed here. We'll have a lovely trip wherever you decide to go, Melita. But of course, if you come back to this beautiful island, we'll be very pleased to see you.
Yeah, definitely. Here, Bolog is saying, now, my wife is a frontline worker. We got a test kit delivered, not in the post. Not in the post. We yet to do it and send it back. We will let you know. It's for both of us. So
that's great.
you got,
Paul,
okay,
yeah.
They probably got this delivered free of charge, didn't they?
I hope so, because all key workers certainly deserve that, and they deserve a pay rise, and all the medical staff as well. They've been through hell, I think, quite frankly.
Quite frankly, I think so,
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
Here's
So
a
that's
big
good.
hello
Well
from...
done, Paul.
Yeah, now definitely thanks, Paul, for letting us know. Here, Ian Smith is writing in, hi guys, great to see you covering and promoting recycling. Yes, of course, we promised it last year and we sadly couldn't do it, but this year we here, and for our first outside broadcast in our new van, we went to a recycle center to highlight how clean that island became within 24 months, man.
Yes, it's a complete transformation when you talk about rubbish and Corfu, because guess we will send you some pictures to back this up of emptied containers by the roadside. A few years back, they were anything but emptied, and it was becoming a bit of a problem. That's the one tangible result that us here all at StudioKerkyra can report to all you good people who are sadly not on the island at the moment, and that is whatever politics you have, leave that aside. The new regime, if I can call it that, the new government in the municipality in Corfu town, certainly have worked wonders when it comes to rubbish removal and the roads as well. There are tangible improvements for plain to see, which is great, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. And, that's why we're here, and you just seeing now the fantastic recycle center on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure it's really on screen.
Fantastic. Yeah, always good, Thomas, to check. That fantastic table that we were going on about, because the other people that you probably saw sifting this isn't it just, Thomas, a perfect yes, I was just talking to the lovely Jane, who is in fact one of those volunteers. You just see her running off into the little shed there, which is actually where you'd put all your cardboard. The cardboard goes right down the back, out of sight. You can't, behind where the ladies just sat down. In front of the ladies, that box I was telling you about that can take all your small electrical unwanted appliances. And just round the corner, out of sight, is a large container for all those spent batteries. So I'm hard pushed to find something here that they can't recycle, apart from very large metal objects and large televisions and things like that. No, they can't. But basically, they're covered for all other things, aren't they?
Oh, they covered for everything here, and that's the beauty, except the big items, but that doesn't matter really.
No,
so it's, the batteries, that's very important. So, where to
is.
bring them. All the small appliances, kitchen appliances, toasters and so stuff, DVD players, they fit smaller TVs. That's not the problem. But, it's a great initiative. It's fantastic what's happened. And I think, that's the future of Corfu. And now, through the whole situation we have, now tourism, the new normal, everything gonna change, and it's gonna change for the better.
Exactly.
I believe
this
so.
Is a perfect example
and
of
we're
that.
gonna get so much information now regarding holiday here on Corfu. And from tomorrow on, I'm waiting for a lot of things coming back. But we are gonna be back tomorrow again, because you cannot believe that, man. That's again all we have time for today. An hour is gone. We are off, and it's quite, you know,
Just
I can't
before
believe
we
that.
go, I was just going to say a very warm hello to our good friend and collaborator all the way in Guatemala, Dr. Neville Stiles. Neville, I heard that the hospitals are having a little bit of a pressure crisis on there in Guatemala. Please do give us a ring on Unlocked SK. It's the new show, so you can do that possibly. The other thing is, did you know about all this food mountain in Europe? They're very concerned. In Belgium, bonjour to all our French-speaking friends. There's a mountain of 750,000 tons of wasting to potatoes. In France, Alsace, they had to throw out, would you believe, Munster cheese, which is high-end cheese apparently. 1,500 metric tons of that had to be destroyed the other day.
Wow.
And the other thing is, 50% of all the Dutch fishermen simply aren't fishing anymore because no one's buying their fish. All the freezer houses in Holland are completely full. So there's nowhere to store all your fish if you did catch them. They're getting paid absolutely nothing. And just to give you an idea of the economics behind the COVID-19 pandemic, before lockdown, a kilo of Dover sole was fetching 14 euros. It's gone down to 8.
Wow, so
no
this
good
is
for the fishermen.
all the markets are hit. Doesn't
Yes,
matter where you look,
no,
everybody
exactly.
takes a full
Absolutely.
hit with the things. But we sweating here, you can see we're fantastic weather. We have at least 28, 29 now.
It's 29, I think, still.
Yeah,
yes.
it's great, but we have no wind and the heat is just pushing down, and that's something we have to get used to again, isn't it?
It is indeed. And final on the food front, Germany is bemoaning the fact that most of their asparagus crop is lying wasted in the fields, growing into trees, would you believe, because they can't get the staff in because of the travel restrictions. So it's the travel restrictions affecting the German asparagus harvest. And the main reason that all these food mountains have built up is because normally the restaurant trade would take all this stock. But of course, restaurants have all been closed. And on that point, did you hear in the news that the United Kingdom, a very big restaurant group, Bella Italia and Café Rouge, are on the verge of bankruptcy? 6,000 jobs at risk there in the United Kingdom. I think all the hospitality industry right across the board around the globe has been so seriously adversely affected by this pandemic.
Patrizia website, just getting messages, and sorry guys, I can't see the message. You said the municipality ? It's the volunteer that have that have done most of the work. No, I said that. Definitely, maybe it's got understood wrong. I said the municipality, North, Center, and down and south.